Hi, and thanks for joining me today. So I've got an unboxing of the Crafter's Companion box kit number 14, and this is all about stencils. They did have another kit with layered stencils, so it'll be interesting to see what they include in this one. Um, so here we go. Standard with these box kits are a variety of different card bases and matching envelopes. So in this particular kit, it looks like you're getting 5x7, A2 size, so that's 4¼ by 5½, and it looks like 5-inch square card bases. And I do like their card bases. They are a pretty nice heavyweight. It's probably over 100 pound, maybe 110. Ooh, this is a nice large stamp set. Oh, this is a pretty one. So you've got a butterfly as always. This is a nice large size one. Some oh, that's cute. Little hearts. Some florals, some leaves, and then, oh, that's an interesting font. So this is like almost a typewriter kind of font. Be your own sunshine, wishing you a beautiful day. May all your wishes come true. So these are all really, I always love their sentiment stamps. I especially love when they do this, where they mix two different fonts and they'll have like one word with extra emphasis by being larger and in a scripty font. So I love that. So this is a really nice stamp set. Definitely would get a lot of use out of that. Then, so these are the matching envelopes that go with your card bases. And then it looks like you get some die cut pieces. Tags, toppers, they are gold foiled. Are they all gold? Yep, it looks like they're all gold foiled. You get 4 sheets of these. Oh no, you get more than 4 sheets. Let's see. You get, oh, you get 6 sheets. Oh, that's a lot. So some of them are blank, so I guess you can stamp your own sentiments onto them. And then some are foiled, some aren't. Some already have some sentiments on them. And you get a good variety. They all are die cut already. Look, you can even probably use these little strips as little accents on your card. Okay, so there's that. And so I saw, yeah. So you get some watercolor paper. This looks like it's 8x8, and then you get watercolor tags. So that's different. That's interesting. Here are the stencils, which I'll go through those at the end here. Oh, this is different. Okay. So there's a stack of colored cardstock, and this was I think this was how the layered stencil box was too, where there wasn't like a specific color theme, and so you didn't get pattern paper, but instead you got a big stack of colored cardstock. And what was nice is that this might be the exact same stack. It's looking very familiar. What's nice is that you get a for each sort of shade or hue of color, you get a dark, a mid-tone, and a light. So here's some teals, here's some orange yellows, here's some pinky purples, some earth tones, Another shade of blue. Can never have too much blue cardstock, in my opinion. Some purples. Well, that green is very neon, but some greens, and then some orange and kind of reddish burgundy. So a lot of colored cardstock. No pattern paper, but a lot of colored cardstock, and good variety of different colors as well. So, and I guess the idea is that with the stencils, you can stamp out your own patterns onto these papers and kind of create your own pattern paper. This is different though. There's a stack of just black card, and this feels a little different from their quality wise. It feels a little different from their pattern paper. So let me just pull out a sheet here. Their solid color cardstock is white core, and it's a layering weight. I mean, I think this is like maybe 60 pound, 65. Yeah, this is heavier weight. The black cardstock is heavier weight. So I don't know if you can hear that difference, but there is a difference in there's a difference in texture too. So the black feels like ultra smooth on one side, and then on the other side it's not textured in the sense of a weave texture or anything, but there is some sort of texture on here. I don't know that it's necessarily embossed, but I almost think I see a pattern. Yeah, that's interesting. It's different. It's definitely different from their colored cardstock, just in thickness alone, perhaps in other ways as well. So, kind of interesting. You get colored cardstock, you get black cardstock, you get watercolor paper, you know, some toppers, sentiments, your stamp, card base, and envelopes to match, and then the main star of the box. Ooh, you get a lot of stencils. So, okay, so you get, oh, they're all individually bagged. I won't take them out of the bag, so hopefully this is still, you can see this, and there's not too much glare. Wow, that's pretty. Look at that big floral spray. So one flower and some leaves. So this is probably, yep, 5x7. Oh, these are decent sized stencils, especially since I generally make A2 size cards, which are 4 1/4 by 5.5. But this one, you definitely, if you want to make full use of this, you would need the 5x7 card. So that's cool. Oh, this is another big one. Another floral, simple, really very open. Ooh, this one's nice. It's like a damask pattern. That's kind of cool. These stencils, oh, that's sort of like a mosaic, kind of chipped stone sort of look. I'm kind of curious. These feel really thin to me, by the way. I don't know that these are you're super thick. Yeah, they're not flimsy, but they, I mean, I've bought, you know, plastic sheets like this, and I use my Cricut to cut out my own stencils, and this is about the same thickness as what I use. So it's not super thin, but also not super thick. So, which is kind of nice, because if you're, just depends on your application, because if you were going to push some stencil, some like embellishment mousse, or like a gel medium, or something like a texture paste or something, you wouldn't get a lot of thickness, because this isn't a super thick stencil. This is, I guess this is meant to just be, well, I don't know, are you meant to use these individually, or is this just meant to be an overall pattern? I guess this is meant to be an overall pattern because I do see some repeating images. So that's kind of cool. This is another one that has just a variety of different flowers and patterns. That's kind of neat. Ooh. This is a geometric, sort of like hexagonal star pattern. Oh, that's funny. So speaking of making my own stencils, I actually made a stencil very similar to this. I think I made mine 7x7, but I made something almost exactly like this. In fact, I have it here. I'll just pull it out real quick. So if you do have a Cricut machine, you can just, easily design your own patterns and then make your own stencils. So I've made like cloud stencils, but this is so funny. Like, here's my circle stencil, and here's their circle stencil. See, I mean, you could easily make these. Oh, look, it's actually 8x8. So the reason I made this template, and I'll probably use theirs when I use this kit, but these random circle patterns are really good for creating that bokeh effect on your backgrounds, which is pretty popular, I guess. I see a lot of those on Pinterest every now and then, so I was always curious to try out that bokeh effect, but I didn't want to buy a stencil, so I just created my own. And while I have these out here, just give you an idea of the things that you can make. Like, I made this, like, you've probably seen dozens of different brands offer these cloud-shaped stencils, but you can easily just, make your own. So actually, in fact, I think my stencils, to be honest, are a little bit sturdier than theirs. Not really apples to apples, because this has more cut out of it, but I don't know why I'm doing that when I can actually be scientific about this. Alright, so let's do it in millimeters. So about 0.2, 0.15, oh, 0.17. So kind of on average 0.2. So mine, yep, 0.3. So mine is, oh, that's 0.18. Almost 0.3. So yeah, I mean, mine's actually a little thicker on average than theirs. Not that I'm bragging, it's not a comparison. Just something I noticed. I think these will hold up just fine. I just worry about these really detailed ones because I don't have like those temporary spray adhesives. I usually just tape down the edges. So something that's like really lacy like this, which this is kind of a chicken wire. It looks like it might be hexes, but there's like little notches here, which I think is where like the wires are twisted. So yeah, something like this might be, because it's really kind of open, and I think it would be easy for like ink to kind of seep underneath where you don't want it to be inked if you don't have like an all over spray adhesive to get the entire thing to tack down. Because normally when I do stenciling, like if it was this one, I would just tape the edges and nothing in the center would actually be tacked down. Oh, okay. And so this one is sort of a they're not perfect circles. They're just, kind of globs, I guess, which might make for a neat background. I'm not sure. I don't know that I would jump to use that first. So if I had to kind of pick my favorites to try, I think I've only done the bokeh background once, so definitely would be curious to try that again. So I think I'm going to use that. I really liked the damask one. Yeah, this one, so really intricate and lacy, so I think I'll do that. And then I really loved this one too, because you could maybe ink through different colors on there, so I think that would be a fun one. So those three would be my top picks, I think. Maybe this one too. I really like these. I really like the chicken wire one. I'm just worried that without like one of those temporary sprays to get this whole thing to adhere to the cardstock, it might be hard to ink through, but I'll probably give it a try. So what's interesting is like some of these are good for like the actual, like this is a good focal image. And then some are more tailored to be backgrounds, but then, you know, you would need something else in the kit that's going to be your focal image, and the butterfly is large enough to be that. Maybe some of the toppers, but the toppers really are just sentiments. So it'll be interesting to see. You could probably layer some of these stencils too, so you could use some of these more background ones to create a background and then stencil over it with, you know, one of these larger. I might try that, see if I can make my own sort of layered stencil effect. So that'll be interesting. Usually there's, one of the things that I really like about these kits is that there's usually something that you can use as background. So for the most part, it's pattern paper, and the combination of pattern paper and solid color cardstock kind of give you the base of your card, and then there'll generally be something that is your focal, can be your focal image or the main highlight or star of your card. And then they'll also provide you know, some accessories, which, oh, that's weird. Yeah, so that's something that's unusual. Usually in these kits you get an assortment of ribbon and an assortment of flat back pearls, which this kit doesn't have. So that's unusual. I think that's a first, and I don't have all of the kits, but I do have a fair amount of them now because I've really enjoyed using them. But I think that's the first time where I have seen a kit that doesn't have any ribbons or pearls. I guess there's a first for everything. So stay tuned for my flip video using this kit where I make flat cards, layered cards, interactive, and pop-up cards, at least one in each of those 4 styles. Until then, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Thanks. Bye.